How's everybody doing today? Is my audio and video coming through okay? Awesome. Well, I am excited about this webinar because it helps you with any system that you're trading. So, with that, let's get started. My name is Daryl Martin with Apex Trader Funding, the ultimate choice for trader funding. We don't usually do other um, products on Apex Trader Funding, but since this is a system neutral one that can enhance any system, I wanted y'all to get access to it. And there's a great deal that you can get access to that's about to expire. Disclosures, make sure you know what you're doing before you're trading. All that fun stuff. There's risk involved. What is that? Okay. All right. So this is hosted with Amar. Go ahead and say hi, Amar.
Hey guys.
So he's the developer and owner of TickStrike. I've been using it, I don't know, for about 10 years, it seems like, maybe less, but it's complemented
It's
every
been a
trading
while.
system I've ever used. And just to show you, here's a trade from this morning. It was going into the dynamic magnets, but the TickStrike was firing off. And by the way, you don't have to use the sound. Some people are like, I don't know about the sound. You can turn the sound off. I actually turn the sound off. I just watch it because I have it on my charts. And gave me confidence to go through this point 0.7 dev and these dynamic magnets. And I stayed in the trade even longer, made $51,000 on the trade this morning. So that's using
That's how it's done.
simplicity with TickStrike. Okay? So it helped me stay in that trade. And I just wanted y'all to see, this is live account, not a demo account, not even a funding account. This is a live account. Okay? The sign up link, I'm going to give it to you now. It's apexinvesting.com/TickStrike. But first thing, let's listen to Amar and learn what it is and how to use it and how he uses it. And, I'll chime in on how I use it. And let's get going. Go ahead and take over the presenter screen there under the sharing tab, Amar.
Okay, give me 1 second. It seems to be actually I've got to change presenter. Let me just quickly do that.
There you go.
Here we go. And monitor one. Hopefully you guys can see a screen that says trading order flow, breakouts, and correlation. And a little chart to the left, and you can hear me fine. Give me some yeses in the chat if you can. Brilliant. That is coming through loud and clear. Excellent, guys. Guys, literally, I'm hoping I give you a great presentation today, guys, because it's been 7 minutes since I've made it into the office. My car broke down. It was frantic. I missed today's trading. It's just been a not-so day. So hopefully, forgive me if I'm not my usual self, but hopefully you guys have a great time, and we will. I can buy Daryl a car. Jay Clark just said Daryl can buy you a new car. Daryl, I'd appreciate it, but I'll buy you one as well.
There we go.
We'll reciprocate. But today's presentation is about a tool called TickStrike, and what we do, and some concepts behind that, and how it can be used to enhance your trading methodology. Any of you guys TickStrike users already? Give me some yeses in the chat if you've been using the software so far. I know a lot of Daryl's guys probably do. Lots of yeses coming through.
Yeah, lots from ApexInvesting, yeah.
Yeah, so you guys have experienced the edge. Now, this presentation, I want it to be a conversational one, so feel free to ask any questions. I wish I could.
The chat doesn't show on the screen, by the way.
It doesn't show on the screen.
Yeah, it's a GoToWebinar. They don't allow the chat to show on the screen. I don't know why, but it's annoying. So, but that's just what it is.
Even if I'm sharing it on my window, it still doesn't show up in the screen.
I don't think so.
Okay.
It hides it so that way it doesn't overlap your recording.
Okay, no worries. I kind of like to have an open and transparent conversation so people can make negative comments if they want to, but generally it's incredibly positive. So, what can you do? If GoToWeb doesn't like, GoToWeb doesn't like. So in the background, you're probably hearing to myself, probably to Dara as well, a beautiful ticking sound in the background.
Which you figured out how to make the sound come through. That's awesome.
which is basically giving us an indication of what's happening in the market and what's taking place. So what I'm going to do is run through a few slides, talk about some generalized concepts, and we're going to have a conversation all the way through. and talk about what we do and how we use TickStrike and how you guys have been using TickStrike and all of that kind of stuff. Let's go. Oh, I've got to get rid of this. Okay, so first thing I need to do is give you a risk disclosure. Do not be silly. Trading is quite difficult. You can lose lots of money. Don't bet the farm on it. Blah, 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 blah. All that jazz.
Yeah. You got double disclosures today.
Yeah. So let's get things rolling.
Yep, it's playing. You there, Amar?
I'm here. Okay, so hopefully you guys are hearing and seeing the video just then.
Yeah, we heard the last part.
Okay, so what you saw was a bunch of traders in a pit, and then everyone going absolutely nuts. And
I used to listen to the pit. I had an audio feed with Traders Audio, and I would listen to the pit.
Ben Lichtenstein, right?
Yeah,
that guy was an absolute legend.
Good friend of mine.
And I use his service as well. TickStrike, and what we're doing is all about recreating the edge that people had in the pit. And in the pit, and Daryl's just mentioned it, is you can actually hear the roar of traders screaming and shouting and putting their orders in. And when that roar elevates, you know something is about to happen or is happening. But the other thing about the pit is that you're able to follow some of the whales. You can see what the guys from Morgan Stanley and some of the major institutions are doing. You can see the trades they're up to. And a lot of the little guys would just kind of grab onto their coattails and go with the flow of what they're doing. Now, obviously, we all know, the pit has been in decline for years, and COVID, has been the death knell for the pit. I don't even know if the CME, they probably keep it open in a kind of commemorative kind of a way, but it's not really a thing anymore. Everything has become electronic. So what we tried to do with TickStrike, and in general, was to recreate the edge that you have in the pits. These little teeny weeny meters you see here on the left-hand side, they essentially represent a pit for each one of these products. So we've got the NQ, we've got Apple, we've got Microsoft, we've got Amazon, we've got Google. If you think of those as individual pits, right? That's the guys screaming and shouting and, mushing each other in the face. That's what you're seeing right now with the red and the green on the screen. Does that idea make sense so far, guys? Give me some yeses in the chat, if that all makes sense. Brilliant. Bunch of yeses coming through. Excellent. Everyone gets that. So that's the basic concept. And the key thing we're trying to do is recreate and reuse that edge and create it for the digital age. Because the great thing is back in the old days, it was quite subjective. You're hearing people screaming and shouting.
But are they going up or down? Yeah.
Exactly. We don't know what they're doing. But now we have the actual information. We have the actual orders that are coming through. And we've tried to replicate that same idea, but of course, for the digital age. So essentially what you're seeing and hearing as clicking pop is this stuff, right? It's the order flow. It's the buying and selling that's taking place in the market. It's it's whatever's happening in the market right now, and all of that kind of stuff. Eric has just asked, does it work on ES and NQ? Yes, absolutely. There's quite a few slides to go through, but however, I'll give you a quick view of the main terminal. So this is TickStrike. And whenever you launch one of these meters, what happens is a little window pops up, like this one here for the Aussies, the 6A. And I can move that around my screen. I can put it next to my charts. I can, do whatever I want with it. I can adjust the sensitivity, or I can just get rid of it, which I've just done there. So on the future side of things, we've got, Brent crude, we've got CL, WTI crude, ES, pretty much all the major futures instruments are there. If there's something
and Ultra
we're
Bonds
missing,
is on there. Somebody asked about Ultra Bonds. That's there too.
Ultra Bonds is most definitely on there. If there's something we're missing, all you guys need to do is ask for it. Pretty much everything, like we put the basic ones in, and then everything else has been based upon request. So whatever people ask for, that's what we've been added. So we've got FX, all the major FX pairs are there. And FX is a funny one because, it's FX is not centralized. There is no, centralized exchange for FX. So we've been able to gather data from multiple brokerages and merge it together to create our own order flow. And it's been pretty effective. Someone's asking gold. Yep, GC we've definitely got, and we're in the process of adding some other gold derivatives as well. But GC for gold is definitely there. Individual stocks. This is kind of my favorite use case for TickStrike. Is you'll see this up on the left. I know Daryl likes this as well. Is to see the underlying stocks, because we're in a unique situation right now with the NQ where it's dominated by 3 or 4 stocks. Like 45% of the movement is governed by Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Google. So the cool thing is we can get the individual flows for all of these guys. Yep, YM is there. Pretty much anything you want is there. Robert's asking, do people use TickStrike for binaries?
Yeah,
there are some people that do that. Quite a few people. I don't personally, but there's a bunch of people that do. And then we've got ETFs as well. So there's a bunch of USO, GLD, pretty much all the ETFs that you could want are there. And lastly, internals. This is quite unique because we've had to deconstruct like the tick and build it from scratch ourselves to create these. But it's the TickQ is basically the tick for the Nasdaq, and then there's TickDJ, and there's the tick itself, and it's basically the number of stocks making an uptick or a downtick in that stock market. That's it. That's all it measures, and it's pretty useful as a measure of what's taking place in the markets. Someone's trying to call me. Sorry,
I'm gonna have to add TickQ to my list.
Yeah. So TickQ, I use in quite an interesting way. So what TickQ is giving me is an overall view of the NAS. So there's the NASDAQ 100, and then there's the NASDAQ itself, like the entire NASDAQ stock market. What I look for is basically an alignment of the TickQ, Google, 1 or 2 of these FANG stocks, and NQ. I want some correlation across there, because TickQ tells me what the entire stock market is doing, and if I get alignment between, a few of the FANG stocks or all of the FANG stocks, ideally, because when they all line up, oh my gosh, that's when it's beautiful. But this sideways action we're seeing right now, this is typical, right? You're seeing bit of green, bit of red, bit of green, bit of red, bit of green, bit of red. There's no correlation there. There's no alignment from these guys, and that's when you stay out. When you don't see alignment, when you don't see correlation, you stay out of the market. That's typically how I use TickStrike. And when I see the TickQ and all of these guys line up, that's when I'm interested in looking for a trade. Does that make sense, Daryl?
Yes, and also somebody asked about ES the other day, and I looked it up, and it's the same stocks: Amazon, Google, Microsoft, Apple. Those are the same ones you would use with ES because they have the highest percentage of weighting on it.
Yeah, absolutely. Guys, the questions are flying in. I'm going to try and get through as many as I can, but I'm aware that there's quite a few people that actually want me to share some of the slide information as well. So I'll keep kind of chopping and changing and jumping in and out, and we'll try and save the bulk of them to the end, if that's okay, guys. Okay, brilliant. So what TickStrike does is incredibly simple, right? It looks at the rate and versus the size of orders, right? A lot of people, when they're looking at order flow, they are looking for like the big giant block trades, 500 contracts and this type of thing. I spent a lot of time initially looking at oh my gosh. I spent a lot of time paying attention to that. I'm just going to turn TickStrike down because I'm sure it's probably going to start driving you guys nuts in a second. So I'm
riding this up right now. I'm up $10,000.
Living the dream. So when we initially were developing TickStrike, we looked at these concepts of like looking for certain size orders and this type of thing, and I just didn't find a consistent edge with it, because if you are a large trader, or if you're working in a hedge fund, you have access to algorithms that allow you to disguise what you're doing. So what TickStrike does is, instead of just looking for a certain size of trade, it looks for that information over a relative time frame. It looks at the rate of those orders and the size of those orders, because you can have 500 one contract trades or a single 500 contract trade, right? And they all kind of assimilate in a very similar way. What TickStrike does is read all of that information and give you a relative view of what's taking place, right? It analyzes the rate versus the size, and it's an adaptive tool that works in pretty much, you know, every volume-based environment. So after market, it makes an adjustment to it based upon what's taking place in the market, and it adjusts the information that you're seeing and viewing. Does that make sense, guys? The difference between just looking for 500 contract trades and what we do, which is looking at the relationship between the rate and size of orders. I'm looking at the number of orders that are coming in and the size of those orders and the relationship between the two, and that is essentially what TickStrike reads and the information that it puts out for traders. Okay. So what we do then is represent that information in one of these meters. So this is what I described earlier. This is essentially a pit. This is the pit. This is the information that we see. The -11, the numbers represent a level of strength. However, I recommend to most people, don't worry about the numbers too much. You can really get lost in what the numbers mean. Don't worry about the numbers too much. What you care about as a trader, in my opinion, should be correlation. You should be caring about, is there red across the board? Is there green across the board? Simplify it. Don't try to make it complicated. Keep things nice and simple. And the higher the numbers, the better. But as long as you're seeing red across the board, across the markets that you're correlated with and that you care about, you will have a consistent edge in the market. Right? That's the core of it. Now, how do you use this thing? What are the ways that you can use TickStrike? I put them in three main camps. One is correlation, and they cross over a little bit. They're a little bit of a Venn diagram where they cross over with each other. But the first one is correlation, and with correlation, you're looking for, say, Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, these big guys moving together to kind of give you momentum, right? And contrary to that, we're also looking for these for divergence, and I'll explain more what I mean by divergence in the following slides. Then we also have volatility, right? We're looking for strength. TickStrike thrives in a high volatility environment, right? Right now, I mean, the last couple of years has been what I would describe as a medium to high volatility environment. There was some points at which it was extreme. This is the kind of environment where it thrives, with breakouts, with capitulation moves. It's a great way to use it. You combine it with a little bit of correlation, and you see some strength behind some moves, which is incredibly powerful. And lastly,
sort of like you saw at the beginning there, I showed that I use it with simplicity, and when simplicity lines up with it, I take it. Or sometimes I take the simplicity trade, but like this morning, it helped me stay in the trade. So it's not always right at your entry, but it may help you stay in the trade longer.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's what TickStrike does is give you the information. It's down to you as the trader to basically decide how you use that information. So you can use it to manage your trade, let that trade run. That's probably one of the best use cases. You can use it to cut losers short, right? If everything's going against you, you can cut that trade short.
If you're in a long and you get a bunch of red, then get the heck out.
Exactly. And it's the main thing is giving you objective information, because a lot of the time trading can be quite subjective, because you're trying to make a decision based upon like lots of different indicators, lots of different bits of information. It simplifies this as much as possible, right? You're looking for red, you're looking for green. That's it. Keep it nice and simple. The numbers are there, but I wouldn't stress about them too much. Keep it nice and simple. There's loads of questions flooding in, but one just kind of caught my eye. Mark Kadir is asking, it seems like by the time they all line up, green or red price has already moved by too much to get in. It seems like you'd be chasing price then. Mark, it's all relative, right? If you have the sensitivity much higher, so like if you have level 1 sensitivity, which is the highest sensitivity we have, you know, you're gonna get a lot more false signals, but you're also gonna be able to get in trades early. Everything is relative, right? Relative to the time frame you're using, relative to how long you hold a trade. You know, whatever level you look at the price, you're always chasing price to some degree. But I would say that if you're looking for some level, like for me, if the tick queue lines up with a few of these major stocks, that gives me, you know, a high probability view of the market in terms of what I'm looking for. But it really comes down to sensitivity. So if you're using the default sensitivity, which is 6, yep, you're probably going to be waiting a while, and you'll see some of the higher strength moves. But if you increase the sensitivity to level 1, you'll see, you know, you'll see some real like early moves. And
I use the default setting if anybody wants to know. That's what I use.
okay, there we go. So, you know, Daryl uses the default setting. I have mine set to 1, but
Oh, wow.
I've learned how to, you know, how to fade TickStrike out. I know when to pay attention to it. I know when to ignore it. But obviously, I developed this thing. I've been using this thing for years. So, you know, that's a different story. But it really comes down to
that's a more advanced trader that has more experience with it using level 1.
Yeah, exactly. You just gotta go with the flow of what you do. But the thing is, the key thing you're trying to do as a trader, this is what all of you are trying to do, is you are trying to increase your probability of success. Because whenever you enter a trade, the probability is 50-50, right? The market can either go up or it can go down. There's a binary outcome that it's either up or it's down. What you're trying to do is improve the edge in your favor. So you have a setup, like Daryl describes simplicity. You have a setup that you're using, and you're using TickStrike alongside that setup to further add that sliver of probability on top of what you're already doing. You know, that's your primary objective, is to increase your edge as much as you possibly can by adding these further slivers of probability. Okay, all right.
So we got somebody asking, does it work with tick-based charts? It's independent of your charts. It's an independent application.
Yeah.
So it'll work with any charts that you have.
Exactly. It'll work with anything. It's a completely independent application. The data is included with it. You just buy the product and away you go. Right? It's that simple. It's completely independent of all platforms, so it works completely by itself. So yes, it's, you know, it works. The tool itself, like someone's asking about computer resources, it is very incredibly lightweight. All of the hardcore processing happens on the server side, and the tool itself just displays the information. It's really, really lightweight. So just to answer that question. All right, let's go through this stuff. So correlation. I've got a really simple question for you guys, and hopefully you guys, you know, can answer this for me. We've got 2 scenarios here. Scenario 1, where we have the ES, the NQ, and the YM all showing red, and scenario 2, in which we have the ES, the NQ showing some green, and the YM. Out of these 2 scenarios, where do you think we're likely to see the greatest momentum in one direction? Is it scenario 1? Or is it scenario 2? Scenario 1, scenario 2. Okay, that's, you know, that's a gimme, right? Everyone is answering with what sea of ones flooding into the chat. And it's obvious, it's intuitive, right? Because these markets are in alignment, because there is correlation, it is very easy to see the direction in which we're heading because of this alignment, because of this correlation. So I'm continuing to get asked about questions about what software you can use. It's completely software independent. So TradingView, TradeStation, whatever you want to use, you can use TickStrike. It's an independent piece of software in and of itself. I hope that answers that. So there's overall correlation, right, which is the markets themselves. And I feel like this is one of the big breakthroughs we've made, is the underlying correlation. Because when I shared this with Daryl, it kind of blew his mind that you can see the individual stocks. And it's a pretty cool little addition to what we do. But this is the reason why we look at underlying correlation. This is the Nasdaq 100. I mean, it should really be called the Nasdaq 4, because it's Apple, Microsoft, Google, Amazon. They are absolutely dominating
Now
this
Tesla.
market. Sorry?
Tesla's like 1%.
Yeah, and Tesla's a little bit of Facebook. I think I need to update this chart now. This slide, because it's probably changed a little bit with Tesla. But yeah, these are the markets these are the individual stocks that are dominating, and we're able to see the order flow of those individual stocks. We're able to line them up, and if it gives us a unique insight, I would say a leading insight as to what's happening, because we know that Apple is the largest stock. If Apple is starting to make a move, if Apple is starting to see some flows, we can get ahead of that. There's a lot of opportunity there. Okay, so this is like the ideal correlation kind of setup, where you've got all the major stocks lined up with each other and showing the way. And this would give us a very clear momentum behind a short. And it's the kind of thing that I'm sure Daryl will probably hold on to, right? You've got red across the board. You just hold on to that trade for as long as you can. Okay, brilliant. So trade management. Trade management is one of the key ways. You want things to line up. You want to be red across the board. You've got it there. It's nice and simple. Hold on to it. That's one of the best ways to use TickStrike. Momentum, pretty straightforward. You're looking for strength. I'll just share this quick video with you guys. So you can see Apple, Microsoft, Google aligning, and there is strength developing in this down move. So you notice that there was a notable push when the TickQ turned red, which is quite interesting, because that's when you get real momentum behind some of this stuff, is when the TickQ
you can log in on one computer, right?
No, you can do it if you've got a second computer. That's no problem, as long as it's the same IP address. It should be fine.
Okay, cool. That was just a question that popped up.
Bradley's asking, does it work in all time frames? Yes, Bradley. It's just giving you order flow. So the time frame that you use is totally up to you. Brian, I just caught my attention. So I can only use this to complement my existing system. You're not suggesting. Brian, you can do whatever you choose to do it. So what Brian asked was, so I can only use this to complement my existing system. You're not suggesting taking trades slowly based upon your indicator. You can. There are lots of traders that base everything completely upon the indications that TickStrike gives. That's up to you. It's the information is there. If it makes sense for your edge, by all means do it. It's really it's all part of the gig. Tony's asking, is there an extra few? No, the data's included. The data's included. So another interesting way to use TickStrike, which is pretty cool, is divergence. So if we look at right now, we've got this chart showing the NQ, and we're seeing it kind of move higher. But Microsoft is showing red. Facebook is showing red, which is kind of curious. So let's just play out. So we're seeing a pop higher, but none of the FANG stocks are joining this pop. So I'm going to pause it right there. None of the FANG stocks are joining this pop. So you would expect, high of the day, we're breaking out. If this was a true breakout, you would see all of the FANG stocks lining up as part of it. And this is a question for you guys. How many times have you tried to take a breakout, seen it pop up, and then it just reverses on you? right? Have you guys experienced that? Give me some yeses if you had. This is the underlying reason why that's happening. Is if you're not seeing the the major stocks that drive a particular market driving with that, then you're likely to see some, see it go against you. And now look, we've got Apple, Microsoft, all of these guys coming in to the downside, pushing this thing lower. So it kind of gives you a real insight as to what's actually moving the market at any given point in time. If there's going to be real strength behind a breakout, if there's real strength behind a move right now. And that's typically how it works. So someone's asking, does TickDJ work like TickQ? Yes, they're the tick for those individual stock markets. So TickDJ is obviously for the Dow Jones, and then TickQ is for the Nasdaq. I think TickDJ is just based upon the Dow Jones 30 because it's kind of a weird one in the way that it works. But don't quote me on that. Is there one for RTY? There is not. But we do have individual stocks from the Russell available in TickStrike, so you can apply your own correlations to that. So I'm just going to quickly spin through this, and we'll see that this becomes a reversal because of divergence from the highs there. So I hope that initial idea made sense. So you've got this price making higher highs. The FANG stocks just did not confirm that, and we saw this sell-off in the stock. Okay. So then, these are a bunch of ways to use TickStrike, and I'm sure there are a lot of other ways to use it that other traders have mentioned, other traders have thought about, other traders have developed. Daryl has developed his own way of using it. The key thing that we're doing is presenting you with the information, right, in a really simplified, easy way for you to be able to trade it. So breakouts. So obviously we've got the CL here testing a low, and you're hearing the order flow coming through. You can, I don't have it in this particular slide, but you can have things like USO, Brent crude, a bunch of other things up, so you can see correlation. So you can see that the markets are aligned with each other. And that's incredibly useful, incredibly powerful. So hopefully this thing keeps going. So I've got a couple of people asking about live trades. I mean, if something comes up, I will try and make it happen. Right now we're a little on the sideways angle, but if I see something, I'll let you know. Daryl, I think Daryl already traded something.
Yeah, I took that long and made 10,000 on it.
Yeah. If I spot something, I will let you guys know. So that's that. Another biggie, the key thing with TickStrike is you're looking for volatility, right? You're volatility hunting. That's what the tool does incredibly, incredibly well. News trading, you've got this micro environment where you can get a high amount of volatility. A lot of people use TickStrike for trading after spike. So the data has just come out, and you can use the information to kind of trade after that piece of news has come out. I think this. So you're seeing that high levels of volatility here. You can trade.
I get a lot of questions about is there training. This is the training. What he's teaching you is the training.
Philip's asking, does TickStrike have a replay feature? Not yet. Not yet. That's amongst. We're either going to be having a replay feature, or it will be just a history feature. Because replay is quite difficult to do because you have to save the information, you have to save the data, and put that information together. So, do the core concepts here make sense, guys? Because what we're trying to do is, one, present you with the individual pits of these markets, and get you. You're getting the advantage of the pit. You're seeing what traders are actually doing. You're hearing the screaming and shouting and the roaring in a digital format. But the cool thing is, which you couldn't do back in the day, is you're correlating this information with different markets, right? You're correlating the NQ with the ES, the YM. You're throwing in the underlying stocks like Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Google. It's putting all of this information together in a quick, easy, succinct way. That's kind of the core idea with it, and it's allowing you to follow volatility, right? Because what we want as traders, we want to ignore the market when there's nothing there for us, when it's sideways, when it's not doing very much. We want to ignore it as much as we possibly can, and when things are going a bit nuts, that's what we want to pay attention to. That's what we care about. That is what matters to us, is there volatility. So guys, let's open things up for questions, anything specifically that you guys want to ask about. I will try and run through them. There are a lot of people. We've got well over 600 people in the room today. So there are a bunch of people that I'm sure have got questions, but feel free to ask them. I've got a little offer for you guys. We actually closed this offer on Sunday, but due to like a scheduling conflict, we couldn't connect with each other. So just for you guys, exclusively for Apex, we've extended it.
Like literally, they shut it down for everybody else.
Yes, it is shut down for everyone else. But originally the price of TickStrike was $199 a month. And we, when we relaunched it last year, we reduced that to $99 a month, which is a decent price for the kind of edge that this product offers. If you were to purchase this product at $199 and have it for a year, it would cost you $2,388. If you purchase the $99 a month, which is a great price, regardless, if you chose to do that, it's $1,188 a year. It's 50% cheaper than it was before, but now you guys can get access to it for $497 a year if you should choose to do so, which is a 58% saving. But I have an amazing deal which people really seem to love. We also have another offer for you guys where if you had 5 years of the product, it would be $199 times 12 times 5, which is about 12 grand. That's quite a chunk of change. And if you want the $99 a month option, which perfectly fine, great for you, great for us. If you want to take things month by month, it would cost you close to 6 grand. But we've got an offer today where you can get it $997 for life. So you got lifetime access to the product, one-time payment. Whenever we make an update, you will have access to the update. TickStrike.com/Apex. You have a money-back guarantee with that. So if the product doesn't work for you, you will get your money back. No problem at all. We used to offer a lifetime money-back guarantee, but we've had to change it to 30 days. Not because we want to, just because credit card companies just don't like us doing that, which is super annoying. But if I could, I would offer everyone a lifetime money-back guarantee now because I believe in the product. We've had amazing success. People really like it, but we've got a 30-day money-back guarantee at the moment. So you've got 30 days to try it out. If you don't like it, if it's not for you, you're insane. But if you don't like it and it's not for you, by all means, ask for your money back. And you
can't beat that. Like, nowhere do you ever hear that in the trading world, like lifetime and then ask for your money back. Yeah. Obviously, Amar is very confident in this tool.
Absolutely. James just said, I'm a LIFO, works great. James, amazing. I appreciate it. Marcelo's asking, does it work on Mac? So it does and it doesn't. We don't have a Mac version. We've been trying to build one, but there are some issues we've run in with just the way iOS works and limitations that meant some of the stuff we have in the Windows version doesn't work. However, if you're using Parallels or Crossover, I've heard great feedback from people, and they seems to be working great for them.
And 95% of all trading applications use Windows. It's just one of those things that if you're a trader, you got to get Windows.
Yeah, you got to get Windows. You can set up. I've got a Mac and I've removed iOS and just put Windows on it. it's the strangest thing that a Mac is the best hardware to run Windows on. So, by all means, I highly recommend it if you guys can do it. Is the software easy to use for newbie traders? Yes, it's pretty simple. So I'll kind of throw it back up again for you guys. This is what you see. All you do is choose the markets that you want open. So say, for example, I want the DAX. And what that does is it pops open this little window, and then I place that next to a chart. That's it. It's that simple. Dion Norton's asking, do I have to run it on the same computer? No, you can use it on 2 computers. As long as it's the same location, it's no problem at all. Richard's asking, do you post some YouTube videos for training? Yeah, on the site, there is TickStrike.com/setup. There are some videos on how to set things up and put it all together. It's all there. Everything you need is there.
And again, you go to ApexInvesting.com/TickStrike or TickStrike.com/Apex, either one.
Pat's asking, can we buy it for $497 for the year, and then if we like it, buy it for the year at $9? My recommendation is just buy the lifetime offer. It's a great deal, and if it's not for you, you can ask for your money back later. That's totally fine. But if you wanted to, even at $497 a year, that's an amazing deal. But I'd recommend just going for the lifetime offer. Richard's asking, is there a problem using a VPN? Not that I'm aware of. That there have been other people. There's been people that have used, their own private servers that have had some issues with sound because it's difficult to be able to hear something on a server. But I've not had any complaints about VPNs. As long as you allow it, you should be fine. Daniel's asking, do I use the TrinQ? No. I try to keep things as simple as I can and keep things as minimalist as possible. So I use what I find the highest amount of edge in. But the thing is, that doesn't mean I found the most consistent edge. There are lots of different ways to kind of try this. There are lots of different ways to play with this. It's endless. The discount is for the annual or lifetime. I mean, what we're trying to do is make a deal that's good for you guys and it's good for us. And having a bunch of people pay $997 for life, they get an amazing deal, and it's great for us. It helps us to continue to develop the product. It helps us to hopefully get a car to replace the one that broke down on the way here, that kind of thing. Can the sound be changed? Yes, we have a few different sounds in the system, so you can change it. You can't use your own sounds, but you can change the sound. So the offer that we've got today, if it's okay with Daryl, we're gonna run it to the end of the week, so this Sunday. And I'm sure Daryl will send out an email with a timeline. But we're already a week over what we had. I mean, this is just for Daryl. You won't see us extending the same offer anywhere else. We've just extended it just for you guys. It's not available on the site. Okay, guys, there are a lot of questions coming through. No worries at all, my friend. No worries at all. We have a lot of questions coming through, so I'm going to try and work through them. So forgive me if I miss your question. If I do, please just ask it again in a few minutes. Daniel says, shout out to Meligor. Yes, absolutely. Shout out to Meligor. Meligor's one of the guys in our trading chat. Do we need level 2 to use the software? No, Mark, we don't. The data and everything is provided as part of the software. You don't need to worry about any of that stuff. It's all included. Super duper simple. I know everyone's kind of looking for like, oh my gosh, what's missing? But
the webinar is being recorded and it'll be posted on our Facebook and YouTube channels.
Don's asking, okay, I can log in at home, use it, and then log out, go to work, log in, and use it at work and log out. That's fine. That's totally fine, Don. Roger's asking, I can't. Oh, it's That's a typo there, Roger. It's not TickStrike. It's TickStrike. TICK strike.com. So I'll show you. So
Make sure you put it
TickStrike.
in the /Apex
Yes, that is the key
to get that
variable here.
deal.
Uh,
There's not a trial period, but there is a lifetime money back guarantee.
yes. And if you would like to pay using crypto, I would very much appreciate that. You can pay using Bitcoin and Ethereum as well if you choose to do so. Uh, all you have to do is just basically make the payment and then send an email to amar@tickstrike.com and I will get that set up for you. Paul G is saying Daryl is the man, bar none. I would tend to agree.
Again, the video to show how to use it is this webinar. He
Yes.
showed you how to use it.
Exactly,
So
and
use
there'll be
it
more
with correlation,
information
and,
as well.
I'll put it up. I'll put it up on YouTube and Facebook.
Exactly. And if I'm assuming a lot of you guys are members of Daryl's, I mean, Daryl uses the product every single day. So if you're looking for a place to use it, ApexInvesting is a really good shout.
And this will help you with your valuation accounts, with your funded accounts for Apex Trader funding.
It's a beautiful thing. Can you use it on real-time hours, 5-minute charts, or does it have to be TickStrike? No, you can use whatever charts you want. It's completely independent of your charts. Just to demonstrate this for you, this chart is not the product. It's nothing. That's trading technologies. That's something else I use. The product is this stuff here, is these little meters. So you can use them
on the left side there
on anything you want. And I'm just going to make this completely clear by completely emptying the page. This is the product. This is what you see. This is the main terminal, the main window, the main control unit, and then you've got these little meters here on the left-hand side that you can move anywhere you want and pop them up.
If you have a computer at home and a computer at work, yes, you can use them on both, but just one at a time.
Exactly. Came in late during live. Yeah, we do. Oh my gosh, there are non-stop questions. Don's asking, is there a chat room? No, we don't have a dedicated chat room. What I'm trying to do is just work with educators that like the platform, like Daryl. Daryl's been a big supporter for years. So that's kind of how we prefer to do things. It's just a question of like time management. I run a couple of businesses as well as trading, so it's difficult for me to kind of get that set up. Sards is asking any Ramadan special. This is the Ramadan special. Let me throw this back up for you guys. So TickStrike.com/Apex for the lifetime, my friends. Okay, is that offer expire before the end of the week after if I have to recharge my credit card? I'm not sure what you mean by that, but we're hopefully you guys will buy today and you can trade the markets using it. You can do what you need to do, but we will keep things alive till Sunday.
What, Sunday at midnight?
Yeah, Sunday at midnight. How does the money back guarantee? Vivu, it's simple. You don't like it, you say, can I have my money back, please? And as long as you say please, you will get your money back. We've had hundreds, if not thousands of people purchasing this now. And if anyone has ever asked their money back, it's rare, but if it does happen, they get their money back. Otherwise, you would see people going absolutely nuts on the internet.
Yeah, you won't want your money back.
Yeah. So lifetime guarantee. Okay, officially, Eugene's asked, officially the guarantee's 30 days, officially. Unofficially, it's lifetime. Because I get in trouble with the credit card providers. They do not like lifetime guarantees. I found that out afterwards. I didn't know that before. But we extend a lifetime guarantee just because we believe in the product. It's a quality product. And Daryl's worked with us. We have very few upset customers in terms of what we provide. Everyone likes it. They see a lot of value in it. Okay. Lawrence is asking, am I mistaken, but can I run it on my desktop and laptop? Yes, you can. No problem at all.
Yeah, you can use it on CL, ES, Bitcoin. Exactly. I mean, basically, if it's not there, he'll add it for you.
Exactly.
You gotta ask him.
I'm an email away. I do a lot of the support myself as well. So you'll have a direct line to me. So Amar@tickstrike.com. Any issues? Gerald is asking, is it one package and done, no add-ons to get extra? No, there's no add-ons, there's no extra stuff. The data's included. It's just one package. You buy it, you're good to go for life. LG's asking, how do you access the screen showing all the internals inside the NQ? That is incredibly simple. You just open up the software and you click internals, and there it is. Super simple. You can create your own workspaces. So if you wanna, if you wanna change the location of these meters, you can record, save them, and do whatever you need to do. We've tried very, very deliberately to make the software, one, super simple, and two, incredibly focused, because there's a lot more that we could do. We could add all kinds of bells and whistles to this, but I think that makes things quite confusing.
Yeah, keeping it simple works well.
Super simple, super focused. This does one thing. It just makes order flow audible and easy, visual. That's it. Oh my gosh, I've been working to. John says, I've been working with TickStrike for a year now. I can't live without it anymore. John, wow, you got some problems, bud. But it's a great problem, but it's also a dangerous tool. Several times you go along with a deafening tapping, and it turns out that you're running an exhaustion bar and immediately turn red. How do you avoid this dangerous combination? So, John, I would describe that as a capitulation. So what John's described there is when TickStrike goes absolutely nuts and you're seeing insane readings like level 13, level 14, this type of thing. That's a capitulation. That stops being taken out. That's the market, capitulating, and you tend to see reversals on that. That's a feature of TickStrike, not a bug. When you hear insanity, when you hear it going absolutely nuts, just look out for the market exhausting itself. That's a really good question there. So capitulation is a great way to use it, because what your ideal scenario is that you see some momentum and correlation early in the move, and then you ride it, and then just as things hit the extreme, you exit or you look for a reversal. Right? You'll see that stuff all the time. So John, I completely understand. And if I haven't completely answered your question, I feel like I have, feel free to email me. We can talk more about it, and I can share some more thoughts on capitulation on you. Caleb's asking, can I use it with Mac? Yes, with a Windows emulator, you should be fine. Like parallels, crossover, you should be fine. Raul's asking, do you have any video tutorials? Yep, tickstrike.com/setup. It shows you how to set up the software. Do we have another question here? Do we have XRP? Yes, we do. We do have Ripple, I believe, in the crypto section. At least I hope we do. Oh, we don't.
Well, there's one to add.
There's one to add. Oh, that's really weird.
Make a note.
I think maybe it was because the SEC stuff was going on, because at the time it was looking like it wasn't going well, so we didn't add it. But I will add that to the list. So XRP doesn't exist right now, but by the end of today it will. All right. Can we see internals tab? Pull up a chart now. Okay. Let's get the chart back up. There we go. Oh. Eugene, okay, wow, loads of you are in. Brilliant. Thank you so much, guys. And guys, Daryl is incredibly seasoned with TickStrike, so
I talk about it all the time in the room.
Exactly, and obviously he runs ApexInvesting.com as well. So if you're looking for a place to learn how to use it, it's as good a place as any. Rich is asking, how long have you had the software? TickStrike has been around initially just before the financial crisis, like 2008. That was when the first version, the indicator, the actual local indicator, because I used it to trade the crisis, because I was looking for something that would give me that Ben Lichtenstein traders audio type edge. So that's when it was, the initial idea of it was created, and then it became like a very like a simple product a few years after that. And then we kind of redeveloped it last year. So it's been around for a while. It's been around for a while, but it's only in the last year or two that we've taken it seriously. That's something to put out there. Ron's asking, yeah, is it 997 once or $16 per month? It's 997 once. It's a 997 one-time payment. Any videos to show you the setup. Yep. There is TickStrike.com/setup. When you sign up, you'll get an email with all the details. Dennis is asking, how would you use it on, say, CL? CLs, it's the concept is the same. You would look for correlation. So you would have USO up, you would have Brent up, you would have CL up, and you'll be good to go. You're looking for, ETFs and futures products that correlate with what you're doing, and you can do it together. Can we pay with PayPal? Yes, you can. That should be on the page when you go there. Saad saying, well done on such a good application. I appreciate it, my friend. Thank you very much. What would you use for UB or CL? Yeah, it's the ticker. So we have everything on the ticker. Oh my gosh, the questions do not stop. Raul's asking, can I upgrade from annual to lifetime? I would just recommend just going for lifetime if you're mulling it. If you, the people in this room are serious traders, 997 is an incredibly great price for the service that we're offering. Quinn's asking, can you show us other instruments that you track with in conjunction with crude oil? I'll quickly throw that up for you. So there's a bunch.
USD CAD.
Yeah. So there's USO, USOI.
There you go.
There's a bunch. And that's in the ETFs. And then on the future side of things, we have Brent. We have CL, of course. So
then in Forex, you got USD CAD that goes with it.
Yeah. So there's CL. Brent. So there's a bunch for you guys already.
So I just posted a question on what stocks correlate with ES and NQ, so make sure you check that out. I did a reply to all so everybody could see it.
Excellent. Claudio's asking, is it web-based? No, it's a piece of software that you can download and install. We tried web-based, it was too slow. We lost, there was some latency, and it caused a problem. Daniel said, we've got this running joke for a little while ago, a couple of months ago. TickStrike was down, I think, for about an hour. Oh my gosh, the amount of emails that I got from people losing their minds. And since
They're
then,
I'm blind, I can't trade. What's up?
Oh my gosh, it was crazy. So we changed the name to CrackStrike because everyone was losing their mind like crackheads using our software. So that was an interesting day because you don't know how much of an impact you have on the world until something goes wrong, and it was just like, wow, this is crazy. So Ben's asking, so basically if all the boxes are red, you go or stay short. I mean, that's how simple you can make it. It's really, it's really down to you as a trader what you decide to do. But my suggestion is don't try to be clever. Don't try to hey, if it's reading number 7, it means this. I'm going to do this. Just look at the colors. Keep it simple. Look for colors. Look for correlation. Keep it super duper simple, and it should be really simple.
And ideally combine it with a system.
Yeah. Exactly. Guys, there are so many questions, and I feel like I'm 50 questions behind right now. So I'm going to try my best to keep answering all your questions. But thank you to everyone that's purchased already. There's millions and billions of you, so I appreciate it. Louis said, heard enough, just bought it. Excellent. I appreciate it, buddy. How do you find the underlying stocks for each index, i.e. Apple? Which stocks would you use? So Don, that's a really easy question. All you need to do, because that changes over time, right? All you need to do is look at like a weighted heat map of that particular market, or just search for larger stocks in S&P, larger stocks in whatever market it is, and you'll get a list. And more than likely, well, definitely the stock that you need will be there. Like for the Russell, we've got all the major stocks there as well. So there's loads. There's lots and lots of guys. Daryl, no worries. I'll check that out. Signing up now, Gerald. Appreciate it. Someone's asking, do we take PayPal? PayPal is the devil, but yes, we do.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
We had to stop taking PayPal with Apex Trader funding. We had so many transactions coming in. PayPal was like, "What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing?"
Yeah,
like,
yeah. I've had something similar, and it requires like massive negotiation with them. Like you've really got to spend like a day of your time, just talking to them.
yeah.
Uh,
we had like 20,000 transactions in a day, and they were just like flipping out.
I bet. Wow. Can you please tell us the main stocks that move the NQ? Yeah, you can see them there now. Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Google. Those are the biggies. Peter doesn't. Can you open the software on one computer while trading on another platform? I'm assuming you mean another computer. Yeah, that should be fine. That's no problem. Richard's asked, do I take PayPal? Yes, we do, Richard. I think I answered that already. Janek is saying I'll be buying later. Awesome. Very much. Thank you very much. Quinn, how long has TickStrike's been around for a few years? Richard's asking, once we sign up on Apex, will you know we're from Apex for any future specials? Yes, absolutely. I always like to look after the guys from Apex. I missed the part where you mentioned which tick you use for the ES. It would be tick. TickQ is for the NQ. TickQ is the Nasdaq's version of the tick. Okay, Ben's asking, put my email in the chat. Daryl, would you be able to do that for me, please, bud? I'm going to try and do it myself.
Just click on it, type in your email, and hit reply to all.
Sure. TickStrike.com. There we go, guys. So if you want to message me, that is how you do it. Okay. Wow. I feel so behind on the questions. Done deal. Thanks, Richard. Appreciate it. Do you have any chart? Do you have a chart for all core? So, Bren, what we're working on. This has been a development for a little bit, and we're working on a tool built into TickStrike that allows you to see correlations. Because correlations change day to day, hour to hour. They can change, over longer time periods as well. You want to see which markets are correlated over time and how that changes. And so we're integrating a tool into TickStrike, but that's just something in development. It's something that sounds really simple, but it was much more complicated than I thought it would be. Michael, appreciate it, buddy. Appreciate it. There is no extra cost for data. There is no extra cost for data. Adriana's asking for internals. Can we do net and ratios, e.g. advanced minus decline, up, down, volume? Yeah, there are declining and advances there as well. You've got the VIX. VIX is also there. It's all real time. The VIX is also there. Andre. Gerald's asking, so I paid and it went to the payment screen. What should I wait for? Gerald, you should get an email. So there will be an email. This is really important, guys. There is an email. If you're using Gmail, it may end up in your promotions tab. It may end up in your junk mail, but you should get an email instantly with all your login details, the link to download everything. It should all be there, and it should be relatively instant, within like a minute. So if you haven't got it like in an hour from now, and you've checked your junk mail and you checked your promo mail and this type of thing, just send me an email, because sometimes it can be blocked server side by some providers. I don't know why. It's happened a couple of times though. So just in case. But definitely check your junk mail and your promo mails. Is an audio stream coming in also with you? Yeah, Claudia, the audio stream is included within it. And if by audio stream you mean being able to hear the sound of TickStrike, yep, that's part of it. Vishnu, yes, there will be a recording.
I'll post it on Facebook, YouTube, and it'll be emailed out probably sometime tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely. Paula's asking, does it work on something that's not as volatile like ZB futures? Yes, it does. Or ZB, as you guys like to call it. I would imagine it would be the other bonds there. There's probably some European stuff that would correlate with it as well. So it's been right. Raul, how long has this been tested? More than 10 years. I'd say close to 14 years. So I think we're in safe hands in terms of testing. Thank you for your time. Awesome addition to trading platform. Brilliant, Stephanie. I appreciate it. Is there a guide that gives recommendations on what to use? There is a community conversation. We need to spend a bit more time in terms of giving, like a breakdown of what should correlate. The correlation tool we're working on is part of that as well. And Joe saying he got a message. Brilliant. Thank you. Excellent information about your product. Appreciate it, Kevin. What Apex systems are used in conjunction with TS? Daryl, that's one for you.
Sniper and Simplicity.
There we go. Sniper and Simplicity. You have some great names, by the way, for your products. Vivu is asking USDT. Do you accept other cryptos other than Bitcoin or Ethereum? Not particularly. I'm quite binary. It's either Bitcoin or Ethereum for me. But you're welcome to use either.
You gotta add USDT just for those that don't have that.
Exactly. And also, when you make the request, can you also mention like that you're from Apex? Just so I know. I'll purchase lateral Apex support. Yours, brilliant, Tom. I appreciate it. If you need support for TickStrike, please come to us. Daryl is great at teaching how to use TickStrike, but any issues, just come to us. Jay's asking, I'm not sure of the actual trade. So Jay, the tool itself is giving you a view of order flow. What I look for is correlation in the different underlying stocks like Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, TickU. I'm not offering you guys a trading system. I'm just telling you how I use it. The key with this tool is integrate it into the system you have to kind of refine your edge. So Daryl, is a great person to learn how to trade from. He's a great educator. He's, sharing real-time information as to what he actually does. So
ApexInvesting.com.
ApexInvesting.com. Appreciate it, Daniel. Just sign up. Looking for buy. Brilliant. Travis, appreciate it. Appreciate it very much. Paul, look forward to hearing from you. Nitin, thank you very much as well. Something up with the order page. I think what's up with the order page is just the sheer volume of people going to it, by the sound of it. So tickstrike.com/Apex. I think our website's probably struggling a little bit. But signing up should be pretty straightforward. You'll just go to this page, you choose PayPal or credit cards, so it should be fine. Okay.
If you're getting an oops message, just come back in like 30 minutes or something.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you needed social proof, that's where it is. That's that so many people are visiting the site that it's taken down, and we've got servers from Google, so it just must be a spike that we're not used to. Kevin's asking, why am I not seeing the chat? I think it's a GoToWebinar thing. I tried even putting the chat up on the screen so people could see. Because I like
Yeah.
things to be super transparent.
Yeah.
But if you
GoToWebinar
webinar,
doesn't show chat. They only show it on
exactly.
GoToMeeting, which only allows 100 people. So we have to use GoToWebinar because we knew we were going to have more than 100 people on here.
Don's asking is yes, it's a purchase to Financial Juice. Financial Juice is the correct name. So my main service is financialjuice.com and everything goes through that. So I hope
It's a
that
great site
clarifies
for
things, Don.
monitoring news.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We don't have many products, but I spend a lot of time creating the ones that we do just to get them as good as we possibly can. Tony's asking, is TickStrike more useful in the cash open or is it fine with European? It's fine in the European session. My recommendation, if you're trading US indexes, is to trade the US session because that's where you've got the greatest amount of volume. But yeah, we have lots of European traders that trade.
But you can add like FDAX if you're trading NQ,
Exactly.
stuff like that.
Exactly. You can do a bunch of different things. Obviously, you won't have the underlying stocks. Miss Steph, that's a cool name. Is asking how many stocks should you open to see the correlation? So this is one of those things that you can get really carried away with, right? Keep it simple. Like with the NQ, you want the 3-4 major stocks. You've pretty much got half the NQ there with Apple, Amazon, Microsoft, Google, Tesla, maybe. You know, keep it as simple as possible. Less is more. You don't need to go nuts with this. Gerald saying he keeps getting an oops message. Gerald, maybe try an incognito window. There could be some kind of cookie clash. So if you try an incognito window and TickStrike.com/Apex, it's where the magic happens. Dan, would you mind sending me an email? If the login credentials, if you send me an email, I'll look into that for you. That should be good. Okay. Hi, Kevin. So the offer that we've got here doesn't have a free trial. It's basically you sign up and you have a money back guarantee. That's the easiest way to do it. Because of the size of the purchase, 997, if you have a free trial, it just gets rejected by credit card providers because obviously you're not there for the transaction when the trial is complete. So it just keeps things simple. Okay, Roger's asking, is there a cost for a data? No, there isn't. The data is included within the package. So Lee's asking, do you need to see color in the boxes or would plus minus numbers be enough to make a decision? The plus minus numbers come with the color, but I would focus on just the color. I would focus on just the color. Okay. Mark is asking, trading the London session on NQ, will you still be able to use Google, Microsoft, Amazon, Apple? No, you won't. The stocks only trade in the US session. Rich is asking, once I sign up, can I change the password? I'm afraid not, Richard. We use system generated passwords just to keep you guys safe. Everything is double encrypted, super duper secure. But we provide you with the password. It automatically, once you put it in the first time, the system remembers it. So you don't need to keep re-entering it. It's just a one-time enter. But we provide you with the password.
I think we got most of the questions there.
Yeah, we are done. Okay, so what do you recommend trading London? I would recommend trading European stuff, so FDAX. But if you want to trade, the US stuff, so just throw up ES, NQ, YM. The futures are all trading, so you should be able to do that. Fred is asking, I can't see a crypto payment option. It's right there at the bottom of the page. So TickStrike.com/Apex, and you should see BTC or Ethereum. Jim's asking, curious to what would happen if you close your door someday. We will never close our doors. How do we feed data to the indicator? It's all built into it. I mean, TickStrike is just, it's a very good product. People really like it. The feedback we get is amazing on it. It's going to be here forever and ever and ever. I just don't see that changing. Um, we've been around for a long time so far. I just see that going for much, much longer. So I don't think there's any risk. So Kenneth's asking how long will the 497 it's to the end of this week. Daryl will let you guys know. He'll send you an email just with the recording and with the final sign up. But we're running it till Sunday. I highly recommend that you just sign up today if you want if you want to use it today. So you've got a few days in the market rather than waiting. All right, guys, I think we'll wrap things up there. I think that's the end of the questions. Wow,
Yeah.
That's a lot of questions.
A lot of interest. Y'all are going to love this tool.
Yeah, absolutely. And, if you want a place to trade it, Daryl, ApexInvesting, the best place there is. Okay, there's a couple more questions. Don's asking, how long does it take to get the login once you purchased? It should be pretty quick, within a few minutes. So please check junk mail, Gmail, check your promotions tab. If you do have any problems in an hour from now, just email me, amar@tickstrike.com, AAMAR@tickstrike.com. I put it in the chat before, and you should see my email address on the page as well, just here. So just drop me an email and I'll take care of things for you. Or someone on the team will, but most likely it'll be me. All right, guys, thank you so much. BG's asking, does it work after hours? Yes, it does. It's 24/7. As long as there's data, it works. Even on weekends for crypto.
All right, y'all have a great one. Make sure you sign up, apexinvesting.com/TickStrike or tickstrike.com/Apex to get this promotion. Like you said, sign up today. It does expire Sunday, and it really does expire. So make sure you sign up.
Brilliant. Thanks, guys. Daryl, I've made you the presenter, so hopefully you can stop the recording, etc.
Oh, okay. All right, y'all have a great one. Bye.
Brilliant. Thanks, guys.